Hi, welcome all of you on YourPedia. So this is a very important video for all of you. This video is about how to prepare your academic CV and how to mail professors. What should be the content of mailing? This year during the admission season in post GATE, we have seen that mailing professor is really working. Professors are applying back because this thing was not there earlier. Many students were not very less students used to mail professors. So this thing is happening this year onward. We are doing it, and professors are showing receptivity, and they're showing some kind of inclination for replying to your query, to your mails. Now, for MS courses, master's courses, for project assistantship domains in IITs, even JRF, SRF, doing project under professor, doing PhD under professor, these mails are happening. So how you should drop a mail, what should be the content of that, what should you write in that, and what should be the CV you attach and send to the professor, that is this interaction is all about. I have asked Rahul, who is actually handling this entire foreign admission domain. Foreign admission mein to we used to do this for long, and it works. It is very important. It is ritual there. But India mein, post-GATE mein, this is something which we have started doing extensively this year. So all of you start making your CVs. Rahul is showing a typical CV also. Send it to me. I'll correct it. And then we keep on changing it as and when new department pops up, and we send to the professors. So listen to this in detail, and after listening to this, Rahul is going to have a session with you, and where you can ask your queries, and he's going to give the answers to that. And then in the meantime, you make a very good CV. We'll provide you the email ID where you send that CVs to us. We correct it, we make it final. So that academic CV will be ready with us. Later on, when we want to apply abroad or something, this will be a ritual for us. Listen to this video in totality. That is very important for post-GATE guidance and post-GATE counseling activities for us, and this becomes the integral part of that. Thank you. Hi Rahul, good morning, and thanks a lot for giving this interactive session.
Thank you very much for having me on this platform again, sir.
Okay, Rahul, today's this interaction is related to very important I'll say domain, that is mailing the professor. As you know, in India also, we are going with the nowadays the admission season. That is, students are applying in different institutes, and it is working. I mean, mailing the professor is working. Students have started dropping mails to professors, and professors are replying back also. So this my entire session with you will be related to a couple of things, and these are what is the significance of mailing the professor India and maybe abroad, because in the foreign admission you are doing this activity for hundreds of students, and that is the normal ritual. But India mein ye cheez kam tha abhi, but now it is fast catching up, and probability of getting admission is increasing with mailing professor. Second will be what should be the format of this particular mail, and third thing should be for which courses, I mean, students should apply mail the professor. And I also want to tell all the students who are listening this session that I want them to listen this entire session, and we will have interactive session with the students. You will be on board, and the students can ask their queries from you. So that can also be done. So they come well prepared after listening this session, and accordingly they ask the questions when a session with you is conducted. So now we start with the first part, Rahul. What is the significance of mailing professor? Why it should be done?
So actually, in my experience, mailing the professor is very important if you're going for masters as well as PhD admissions. In abroad, it is mandatory, but in India, like, you can do this thing. Why it is important? Because if you send email to a person, I mean, like, he will get impressed because you will get through his website. That's what you are going to include in your email. And if you see any of his research work, I mean, like, if you're approaching some professor, if you see his research work, his publication, and you are including this thing in your email, it will make a different impact on him. Okay, sometimes what happen, a professor will not reply you immediately, but when you're going to interview, they will remember your name. I see it many times. Many of my friends also did like this. They send email to a professor when they are in interview, so professor recognize them and they ask, like, okay, you send me email, what what you know about my research. If you are able to tell little things about that, I mean, like they're getting impressed, they will give you some edge over the other students. Okay, so only thing, if you ask me what kind of students professors need, the student who is serious, basically first category is like student who is serious. So if you are sending email, they know like you are professional, you are serious, you are
Yes.
interested in research, so that is the significance.
Okay.
Okay, and now coming to your second question, what should be the content of email? I'll,
So
if you allow me.
before we come to that, Rahul, I would like to add one thing here, maybe for the reference of students, that
Mhm.
this year students have started mailing professor. IIT Gandhinagar was the first institute which came out with the. I'm talking about Indian context. So came out with the early admission process and everything. I requested students to start mailing, though that number is very less as of now. Students are not feeling comfortable because the next question which you are going to answer, that may be the reason कि students को पता ही नहीं है भेजना क्या क्या करना है, जो you will tell us in detail. But this year students have started getting response from professors. One professor said, okay,
Mhm.
meet me on Zoom. Another said, okay, you send your detailed proposal. Third said, okay, apply through proper way, you can apply. This is the response students have started getting from professor. So this, in my opinion, this works. No, in Indian context, this year we are going to aggressively do this. Earlier कम होता था, मतलब PhD वगैरह में we used to say, but this year it is working. Now coming to second
Yeah.
part, Rahul, like what should be the content of mail? टाइटल में क्या लिखें, अंदर क्या लिखें, और क्या अटैच करें उसके साथ?
Okay, so if you allow me, let me share my screen. I'll show
Yes,
you.
yes,
I have some samples.
that will be wonderful. So please share now.
Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. So this is one sample email which I made. I generally share this with students. So what you have to do, so first of all, like there are two categories of people. One category of people always guide you to write a small email, and other category is basically my type of people. I will always say write a long email, not small email. So I'll tell you, like there are two advantages if you are writing a long email. One thing is basically if you send this much long email to some professor, after reading it, he will basically think like, okay, this student spent so much time on writing the email. Let's
Serious है.
reply him back.
So he's
Yes,
serious.
he is serious. He is serious, and let's reply him back.
Mhm.
Okay, and other thing that is also correct, he's not going to read each and everything in your email. But what I did, I generally bold some of the things which I think I want professor to read. For example, I worked on this software, I put it in bold letter so that he will get the idea, like he knows this software. I have two publications, so I'll put here in bold letter. So I'll go through from this side, like how to write email. First of all, write his name, his department, and university. So I generally start with that. Okay, and in the first paragraph, you just have to give your brief introduction. So my name. This is generally I send to abroad professor. So I'm writing like I'm an international student from India. Did my masters in this department from your college. Your college is very important, master's college, and what I'm currently doing. So I am currently doing a job in some company. So this is brief introduction for your email. Then how you know about his research group. So I generally write like my advisor at IIT Kanpur, he basically told me to apply in this research group. So this is something like from where you get information about that research group. So generally I write like that. Okay, so I write this thing also. I found current work in your, so his lab name generally I mention. So if you write his research group name, it will basically create an impact. So every professor has different name for his lab. So I generally mention that. And here I just write very general thing. I'm not writing like I am interested in this particular project. So it has again one significance. Make it more generalized so that like sometimes professors have different project in different domain. If you mention only one project, he may get idea like, okay, I don't have this project, so maybe he's interested only in that one project. So try to make it more and more general. So this is my advice. So this is your second paragraph. Third paragraph, I generally write about my previous research experience, whatever I did in my masters. I briefly explained this thing, what was my master's project. Okay. And if you have any additional project experience, like I have some experience in my job, research experience, so additionally you can write that. And this is very standard thing in fourth paragraph. So I believe I have a strong background in this field, I know this language, I did this courses, so you can always mention that thing. Last paragraph, you have to ask him like whether he has vacancy for any prospective PhD student. So this is very important. Make it bold, make it underline. So because if professor is not going to read a whole email, he will go through this one. Okay, this student is asking for PhD position. He'll get the idea. Okay, and what you have to attach with the email, you have to attach your CV only, nothing else. No SOP, no research proposal, only your CV. If professor is going to ask you like send me a research proposal, send me your transcript, that is the second step, but don't do it initially. So this is brief email. I'll show you like what kind of responses you will get from professor if you send this email. I'll show you my inbox. This is like one. This is the same email I sent to one professor in University of Alabama. I just attached my CV. Some kind of professors, they will tell you like, thank you for email, but unfortunately, I at the moment I don't have any PhD position, so they can tell you like this only. So this basically,
Okay,
okay, you will
Rahul,
get
I have a
idea.
question here. I have a question here. In this mail by professor, it is written that until the end of 2021, I do not have a capacity. So can we assume that when the end 2021 approaches, maybe if I can send another mail requesting him that, sir, I have requested you earlier also, and maybe if you have vacancy now, I can join under your guidance. So does that mean there's a chance here in this mail?
It happened to me also. So sometimes professors in abroad, basically, they're constantly writing research proposal to the industries. So whenever they'll get funding, they will open a position. So funding scenario will change at any time. Like I'll say, at least check with him at least in 3 months again, like whether he'll get some funding, he has any PhD position. So yes, it sometimes works. It worked with me also. I sent to one professor. Initially, he was saying like he does not have, but after 3 months, he told yeah he has position. Okay, so I'll show you another kind of responses also. This is one another response. Same type of email. So once you develop, you have to send same email again and again. Just change the name of university. Okay. Uh, okay, sorry, this is not the one. Let me show. Mm, okay, I'll show you some positive response where I'll get a positive response from professors. So just a minute, let me check. So yes, so this is one email I sent to professor in the Purdue University. Okay, and if you check this one, so immediately he did not reply me. So this is what I want to tell students. So I sent this email on July 28th. He did not send me reply. He replied me after 1 month. Okay, so this is I want to tell, like, the professors have your name in their mind. Okay, so after 1 month, what he told me, sorry for the delay response, recently I had an opening. So at that time he did not have funding, but when he got the funding, he told me recently I had an opening, so let's talk on WebEx tomorrow. So once you reach up to this stage, when professor is saying like, okay, let's talk on Zoom, let's talk on WebEx, it means 80% you are selected. Like he already went through your CV. He thinks like you are matching with his research group, and he just want to check your personality, how you are communicating, only this thing. So 80% you will get selected. So I got offer letter from this research group. So yeah, this is what you have to do. But the thing is, I sent, if you check my in this mailbox, I sent 200 emails. So then I will get like 10 replies only. So this is for me. I did my master's from IIT Kanpur. This is for me. Maybe if you are from private college, you have to send 500 emails and you will get one positive reply. But surely you will get something. That is my That is my experience. Yeah.
That is for related to Rahul, I think foreign admissions. But in case of India, in Indian case, what I found is like student dropped 3-4 mails and they started getting a response from professors. Maybe in one case because this trend is not there in India as of now. Maybe in
Yeah.
foreign admission this trend is very much there. But in India, normally student before getting admission into some institute, IITs and all, they don't have a culture of dropping mail to the professors.
Yeah.
So now,
So
yeah, go ahead.
so this is like same thing I did in IITs also. So yes, this is very important. Like this is a subject what you have to write for email. Okay, so this
Okay.
is very
Title
important
should
so
be
that
this.
yes, title should
Mm,
be this. And this is I sent to IIT Madras, and I sent to 5 IITs I think when I was applying for PhD, and I got replies from all the 5 professors. So
okay.
they're very generous. Sometimes they'll tell you like come to my office because I was in Chennai, so he told me to come to my campus, come to my office. Let's have a chat. So otherwise, some will tell you like okay, let's chat on Zoom, but they will reply you. In IITs, like it is very beneficial.
Mm. So Rahul, now if I can ask you, you said that in the mail it should be here instead of PhD. If somebody is interested for MS MTech research, the same thing will be there. No, prospective MS
Yes.
student interested in joining your group.
Yes,
And
same
same
thing.
if
Yeah.
somebody is not interested in MS PhD, but he's interested to join your research group for project or something, because project RA and all post keeps on coming.
Yes.
So
So
same
he
same
can
thing.
do same thing. Like content should be same. Just you have to modify a little bit and just attach your CV. Once you attach your CV, your work is done. I mean, like yeah,
Mm.
whatever you want to apply.
Now, Rahul, I would also ask you, what should be the typical format of CV? Because we have to attach CV, and this year I am telling students to prepare a CV because that will be common more or less. So, what should be the typical format of CV if you can share with us?
Okay, so this is a typical format of CV which I use generally. Okay,
Okay.
so first of all, your name at the top. CV, you have to take care of 2 3 things. One thing is formatting should be very good. Like it should not be like education is here and your research interest is going here, because whenever someone is going to open your CV, it should look good. So then he will read the things in your CV. Okay, so this is very important, and this is academic CV, not your job CV. So you
Yes.
don't have to paste your picture and all, it is not required.
Mhm.
Academic CV is little bit different because here if you see I'm writing my research interest, which I'm not going to write in job CV. I'm
Mhm.
writing relevant coursework, whatever coursework I did. So whatever you want your reader to read, just put it in bold. So I this is advanced level of course in mechanical engineering. I did that, so I put it in bold.
Mhm.
Okay, and first of all, you have to tell your educational background, just your masters and bachelors. This is for abroad, so GRE and TOEFL is there. But if you are applying in IITs, you can remove that. Okay, and this is very
Maybe gate
important.
score and
This
something can be added here, right?
yes, gate score
Mm.
can be added. Yes, you are
Mm.
correct.
Mm.
And this is very important, this thing, research experience. So from here professor will get the idea like what you did. So this is my master's CC.
Mm.
I just write the title.
Mm.
This is my college. This is
Mhm.
duration, and these 4 points are 4 or 5 points are very important. So you have to write very carefully what you are mentioning here. So you have to tell each and everything about your project and the software, whatever you used, put it in bold. And if you did something different, like I made some subroutines and this is somewhat different, so I put in bold. And then this is your undergraduate major project, BTech major project. I have professional experience, but you can
Okay,
omit
Rahul,
that.
I want to ask you, like a student have a query that whatever you have shown in the point form, student ask a question, it should be written in paragraphs, sir, or it should be in the
No.
points.
uh, okay, if you are a reader, like you have to think from professor's perspective. If I'm a reader, it is very easy to read in points. If I'm writing a complete story in paragraph, nobody is going to read that.
Okay.
So that's why I generally say points, bullet points. You have to maintain a bullet points.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. Mm.
yeah. And this is your BTech project. uh, if your professor is very renowned, then you can add the name of that professor also here. And then your professional experience, if you did any sort of job, research assistantship, you have to, like I was project associate in IIT Kanpur for 6 months, you have to add that, and you have to write what you did. So generally what mistake student did, if they have job experience, so they generally write like I observe this assembly line in this industry. Don't write that. Just write like what you did, and write like in form, in sort of some project, like I did this project. Just don't write like I observed this thing in the company. So that is the one thing. And other thing, yes, programming languages and software, so this is very important. So good CV means if you are writing some language, coding language, just show it in some project where you use that. Okay. And in IITs, if you are just writing programming language, that is fine. And publications, if you have any publication, then you can write that. Teaching experience, this is very important. If you have teaching experience somewhere, because you are going to become a TA in masters and PhD, so if you have teaching experience, mention that. And you can mention in the last some hobbies or position of responsibility, where basically you did some leadership kind of things. One thing I think here it is missing, that is your references in information. If you have references of professor, two or three, you can mention their name also here in the CV. So this is basically academic CV. 2 page are sufficient. Mention your email ID and your phone number. Sometimes they are going to contact you basically from phone or email. So this is, yeah, CV.
Wonderful.
Yes. So that's it
Yeah.
regarding
So we can
email.
come back, Rahul. No.
Yes.
Okay. So that's it. So in typical mail, and let me ask you a couple of questions here on the basis of what students keep on asking. First, their question is like, when we have to send our CV to different departments, as you know, students keep on applying different departments. So how much changes should they do in their CV? Which part should they change? Like somebody is applying in mechanical engineering department, then is applying for energy studies department, or let us say computational data science. So how he should change his CV?
Okay, so when I was applying for PhD, I had two research experience. One is in 3D printing, and other one my job experience, that is in vibrational domain. So I was applying under two kind of professors. One is working under vibration. So I made two CVs. In one, I was elaborating 3D printing and projects related to that, and in other one I was elaborating projects related to vibrations and all. So this is the only difference you have to do. Otherwise, like your educational, your scores and all, that is same. Research interest you have to change, and project, like wherever you are applying, elaborate that project. And other project you have to just minimize. So this
Okay.
is one difference. Yeah.
Okay. And Rahul, sometimes what happens is like you have done a project in different domain, let's say thermal science, but now you are applying in, let us say, different area, management science. So now you have said that, okay, BTech, MTech project I mentioned for application in PhD. Normally what happens is when you apply for PhD, your MTech project is relevant, but that is not the case for when you apply for MS or MTech after BTech. BTech, you may have done some project which is not at all relevant for master's program now. In that case, should the project be mentioned and emphasis should be given there?
Yeah, project. Okay, so professors are like, if you have diverse research experience, they will always like your profile. I mean, they don't want like you should be working on 3D printing from the BTech, then MTech, then PhD. Same. If you have diverse experience, they will always welcome you. And other thing, yeah, in abroad, it is sometimes difficult if you want to change your research domain. For international students, it's difficult. But in that case, whenever you're writing email, just show your enthusiasm, like, okay, I got to know about this domain from this thing,
No,
like I
Rahul,
did.
my question was BTech to masters. If some student is writing BTech to masters mein there is no domain. You have to find one. So BTech may he has done his project or something which is not relevant for MS program in which he is going now. So should he mention in his CV his BTech project even then?
Yes, he should mention. I mean, like BTech project, he or she should mention. If you're going to masters, professors are generally interested in your coursework and your CGPA.
Okay.
Yeah, your master BTech project, they also know like you don't have that much exposure. So, but you should mention whatever you did, you should mention in your CV. Yes.
One of the main query students have and problem they have is maximum students do not have any kind of software skill with them. As you said, MATLAB, Python, C++, something, they don't have it. Now normally I say that admission season is maybe 1 month away, interview will be 1 month away, and you can acquire these skills. So what is your answer to those students who say, sir, what should we write in software skills? We have nothing.
I think like everyone can learn a basic level of this software, Python and C++, whatever they want to learn. If they know any one language, basic level, they can mention that in your CV, and they can tell professors also if they are confident, like I know this language. Sometimes they just ask very basic question, what is for loop, where it is used. So you can answer that. I mean, and rest of the things I'll say, once you are in IIT or some good college, there you can learn each and everything. But for entrance, just mention in your CV, I know this thing, or you can tell also professor if you know basic languages. So basic
Okay,
language, like it will not take much time. 2 weeks they can spend
they can
and
do
they will
that.
learn.
Within 1 month, they can acquire those skills.
Yes.
Okay, Rahul, now another question. Like in the same department, sir, I want to, can I send mail to 3-4 professors in the same department? Mechanical Engineering Department, IIT Gandhinagar.
Yes. So question is again very subjective. Some people will say like don't send, but if you ask me, you can send to 4-5 professors. I myself did that. I sometimes I give interview to two different professors in same university in same department. It's up to you. They will explain they will explain his work to you, and they will ask you in the last like in which domain you are interested. It is not like they will tell you like you are confused. It is not like that. You can be apply under two professors, and it is your choice if professor is interested. But answer is yes, you can apply if someone
Okay.
is relevant. Yeah.
Wonderful. So Rahul, I think we should conclude this session now. It was a wonderful session, but with one request, on the basis of this, you have told students about the mailing and the CV and everything. I'm sure students will listen to this entire video and they will have their own queries. I want to have a session with students, you on board. So we will have that. So I hope it is okay with you to have such session, right, Rahul?
Yeah, sure. I'll happy to interact with students. Yes.
Thank you, Rahul.
No, no problem.